back to GK Today. I'm Nuzhat Sana and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions along with their explanations and interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in GK Today Android application. So in this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Starting with very first question. Abilympics are the competitions held for the persons with disabilities in which field? So the national competition of India Skills 2021 has been organized by National Skill Development Corporation, which is the nodal agency for skill and entrepreneurship development, and it works under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So this event included Abilympics, which is a skill demonstration by persons with disabilities, and India Skill 2021 also introduced 3 new skills named as yoga, shoemaking, and garment making. Okay, so correct answer is option number C. Now apart from it, the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, in collaboration with the Government of Telangana, organized the 24th National Conference on E-Governance at Hyderabad. Also, the conference has unanimously adopted the Hyderabad Declaration, and the theme of this conference was India's Decade, Digital Governance in a Post-Pandemic World. Okay. Now these days, Special Protection Group Act 1988 is quite in news. It was actually passed by the Parliament after the assassination of former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, and it aimed to provide for regulation of an armed force of the Union for providing security to the Prime Minister of India and the former Prime Ministers of India and also members of their immediate families. So it was extended to all former Prime Ministers and their immediate families after former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated. Okay. So you can be asked that Special Protection Group Act was passed to provide security to dash. So the answer would be Prime Minister and the former Prime Ministers. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that Odisha has recently launched the Student Startup and Innovation Policy 2.0, where at the International Conference of Academic Institutions 2022, and it aims to financially support the school students in the field of innovation, and it will be implemented for the next 5 years till March 2027. Okay. Now can you tell me, Mihi Dana, which is an Indian dish, and recently it has got the GI tag, belong to which particular state, and also recently it has been exported to the country Bahrain. Okay. Please write your answers in the comment section. Question number 2. Sanjay Lake is a wetland located in which state or union territory? So the Asian waterbird census is being carried out across 7 wetlands in the NCR. Which are these? Hassinapur Wildlife Sanctuary, then Dhanori and Surajpur wetlands in the Greater Noida. After that, Delhi Zoo and Sanjay Lake, then Okhla Bird Sanctuary, Nazafgarh Jheel, and the Yamuna River. So the census recorded only 13 species in the Sanjay Lake, down from 17 species recorded from 2019 to 2021. And the 2 migratory species recorded were the great cormorant, which migrates from Southeast Asia, and the Eurasian coot, which migrates from temperate Asia. Okay. Now apart from it, Delhi was also in news for a few things. Let's revise all of them quickly. First of all, Legislative Assembly of Delhi has passed the Delhi Teachers University Bill, which aims to build a world-class teachers training university at Bakarwala village. Okay. Then Delhi Assembly has passed an amendment bill to the Delhi Sikh Gurudwara Act of 1971 to recognize the Takht Damdama Sahib as the 5th Takht of the Sikhs. So there are now 5 Sikh Takhts, 3 in Punjab, 1 in Maharashtra, and 1 in Bihar. Okay. Also, Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has handed over the first caste certificate based on the
mother's credentials to a single mother. And earlier SC/ST caste certificates were issued only based on the father's caste certificate or paternal side certificate. So this is considered as landmark move. Okay. Now you have to tell me, when do we observe World Arthritis Day? And the theme for 2021 was Don't Delay, Connect Today. Please write your answers in the comments. Question number 3. Which state won the first prize in the 3rd National Water Awards 2020 in the Best State category? So the best state in this category is Uttar Pradesh, and it was followed by Rajasthan and then Tamil Nadu. So Department of Water Resources, which works under Ministry of Jal Shakti, gives 57 awards to the states, organizations or individuals in 11 different categories. So it encourages the stakeholders to adopt holistic approach in water management and motivate people to adopt best water usage practices. Okay. Now apart from it, Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Udan Academy was established by the Government of India in the year 1986 at Fursadganj Airfield, which is in UP. And this is an autonomous body and administered by the Governing Council under the Ministry of Civil Aviation. So it has targeted for 25,000 flying hours in the year 2022, and it recorded 19,000 hours of flying as an average yearly flying against 15,000 per year during the previous 5 years. Okay. Now earlier we have seen that NCW, that is National Commission for Women, has received a total of 31,000 complaints of crimes committed against women in the year 2021, which is the highest number since 2014, and the maximum number of complaints against women in 2021 has been recorded from UP, and then it was followed by Delhi. Okay. Also do remember that as per APEDA, the top 3 exported products from India in the year 2020 to 21 are: first is non-basmati rice, second is basmati rice, and third is buffalo meat. Okay. Also, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has decided to inaugurate the Kushinagar International Airport in the state of UP, which is aimed to boost tourism on Buddhist circuit. So at present, 2 international airports are operational in UP. First is Chaudhry Charan Singh Airport in Lucknow, and second is Lal Bahadur Shastri International Airport in Varanasi. Okay. Question number 4. Which state signed agreement with National Dairy Development Board to create a 2,000 crore rupees dairy joint venture? So the Assam government and the National Dairy Development Board signed an agreement to create this much amount of joint venture for the holistic development of the sector in the state. So as per this MOU, a joint venture company will be set up for 2,000 crore rupees with a target of processing 10 lakh liters of milk from 6 new units in 7 years. So foundation stone of dairy's expansion initiative under the World Bank funded Assam Agribusiness and Rural Transportation Project was also laid. Okay. Now talking about Assam, the Assam Fisheries Ministry has launched an application which is the India's first e-fish market application named as Fishwale, and the application has been developed by Aqua Blue Global Aquaculture Solutions in collaboration with the State Fisheries Department, and now this app will help both buyers and sellers to place order and sell the fishes online. Then also we have seen that Assam Cabinet has approved the creation of a directorate and post under the newly established Indigenous Faith and Culture Department. Then NABARD has recently entered into an MOU with the Assam government for facilitation of 13,200 crore rupees infrastructure projects in the state for more than a period of 3 years. Now can you tell me, the Shuttler's flick Making Every Match Count is the autobiography of which personality? Question number 5. Competitive Commission of India has ordered a probe against which tech company for its abuse of dominant position? So Fair Trade Regulator CCI ordered a probe against Google for its alleged abuse of dominant position. So as per the commission, Google has violated provisions of Section 4 of the Competition Act 2002, which pertains to abuse of dominant position, and a complaint was filed that more than 50% of the total traffic on the news website is routed through Google, and by way of its algorithm, the company determines which news websites gets discovered via search. Okay. Now apart from it, Competition Commission of India suspended its over 2-year-old approval for Amazon's deal to acquire stake in the retailer Future Coupons Private Limited. Not only this, also it imposed a 202 crore rupees penalty for hiding facts and making false statements. Okay. Now last month, Instagram has launched 2 campaigns named as Saves 3 and My Kanun. Why? To provide online safety to the young users. So Instagram has partnered with a youth media and insights company and a women's right and laws platform to launch Saves 3, and it aims to spread awareness about the safety features available on the platform. And My Kanun will be informing the users about the legal rights and protection available to them. Okay. Now can you tell me which tech giant has proposed to pull out its operations from China because of China's personal information protection law that has come into effect from 1st of November. Now do remember that USA has become the 101st country to join our International Solar Alliance, and this announcement was made by the US at COP26, headquarters of ISLIs in Gurugram. Also, India has signed a deal with USA to develop air-launched unmanned aerial vehicle at the 11th Defense Technology and Trade Initiative meeting. Okay. Question number 6. As per National Statistical Office First Advance Estimates, what is the GDP growth forecasted for financial year 2021 to 2022? So NSO released the first advance estimate of GDP growth for this financial year as 9.2% as compared to the contraction of 7.3% in 2020-21. So as per the estimate, the Indian economy remains on track to regain its position as the world's fastest growing major economy, and the RBI forecasted the growth at 9.5%. So correct answer is option number B. Now apart from it, the US Navy announced that the Sea Dragon 22 exercise began along with the navies of India, Australia, Canada, Japan and South Korea. So it is a multilateral anti-submarine warfare exercise in the Pacific Ocean that is participated by 6 Indo-Pacific nations. Also do remember that India, Japan, Australia and America are also part of the Quad group, and they participate in the Malabar exercise. Now apart from it, the new generation nuclear capable ballistic missile named as Agni P, where P stands for prime, was successfully test fired from the Odisha coast, and it is a 2-stage canistrized solid propellant ballistic missile, and this was its second test. Also we have seen that NASA has recently released the noises captured near Jupiter's moon Ganymede, which is also the largest moon in our solar system. So Ganymede has its own magnetic field which is not present in the other moons of solar system. Also NASA launched the Juno spacecraft which captured Ganymede's electromagnetic waves as well. Okay. Now apart from it, Indian Navy recently had the first sea trials of its second indigenous stealth destroyer of P-15B class named as Mormugaon, which is built by Mazagon Dockyard Shipbuilders Limited, and it has been proposed to commission the stealth destroyer in mid-2022. So it would add significantly to the Indian Navy's combat capabilities. Question number 7. In which year the first Startup India Innovation Week was launched? So the Indian government is organizing the first ever Startup India Innovation Week from 10th of January 2021, and it aims to bring together the startups, entrepreneurs, investors, incubators, funding entities, banks and policymakers under one platform to promote innovation. And also it aims to showcase the spread of entrepreneurship across India, and the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade is organizing the virtual week-long innovation celebration. Okay, so correct answer is option number D. Now apart from it, a new data has been released by CIPRI, and as per the report, sales of arms and military services by the 100 largest companies amounted to $531 billion in the year 2021, which is an increase of 1.3% compared with the previous year, and USA hosted the highest number of companies ranked in the top 100, and it is followed by China. Now apart from it, also we have seen that USA has announced a diplomatic boycott of 2022 Winter Olympics in China, and the White House announced that no official delegation would be sent to the games because of concerns about China's human rights records, but also it said that the US athletes could attend and would have the government's full support. Okay. Question number 8. Which technology company is the service provider for Passport Seva Programme 2.0? So the Ministry of External Affairs has selected TCS for the second phase of the Passport Seva Programme. So TCS had successfully implemented its first phase, which was introduced in 2008, and the program aimed to improve delivery of passport related services, digitize the process, fast track the timelines, and improve the transparency. Okay. Now apart from it, the Bureau of Indian Standard is the national standards body of India under the Department of Consumer Affairs, which works under Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. So earlier this was known as Indian Standards Institution, and that was founded in 1947. But the Bureau of Indian Standard Act 2016 established the Bureau of Indian Standard as the national standards body of India. So recently it celebrated its 75th anniversary. Now apart from it, the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, which works under the Commerce Ministry, announced helpline numbers to help supply chains for e-commerce entities. So this helpline will aid the manufacturing, transportation, distribution, wholesale or e-commerce companies for difficulties in transportation and distribution of goods or mobilization of resources. Okay. Now you have to tell me, the ADIPEC conference was recently held in which particular country? Question number 9. What is the expenditure limit for the candidates for Lok Sabha elections as per the recent notification of Election Commission? So the Election Commission announced a hike in expenditure limit for candidates to 95 lakh rupees, up from 75 lakh rupees for the Lok Sabha elections. So correct answer is option number A. So the Election Commission had formed a committee to study the cost factors and other related issues, and for the assembly elections, the revised expenditure limit for candidate is 40 lakh rupees for the big states, up from the 28 lakh rupees. And the candidates in smaller states can spend a maximum of 28 lakh rupees instead of the earlier limit of 20 lakh rupees. Now apart from it, the Girl Child Saving Scheme, named as Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, will earn 7.6% as the interest from January 2022. And Government of India has recently announced that the interest rates on small saving schemes will remain unchanged for Q4 2020 to 21, including NSC and PPF, which would earn 7.1% and 6.8% respectively. Now apart from it, Himachal Pradesh has defeated the state Tamil Nadu to clinch their Vijay Hazare Trophy title for 2021 to 2022 edition that was held at Jaipur. Then it has been announced that food aggregators like Swiggy and Zomato will have to collect and deposit the tax at 5% rate from 1st of January 2022. So cab aggregators like Uber and Ola will have to collect 5% GST for booking 2 and 3-wheeler vehicles. Fine. Now coming to last question, India's first multi-dimensional adventure sports expedition was carried out in which country? So India's first multi-dimensional adventure sports expedition was flagged off on 27th of October 2021, and it was conducted by the National Institute of Mountaineering and Allied Sports in France. So recently Defense Minister Rajnath Singh flagged in India's first multi-dimensional adventure sports expedition, and the team, which included 8 army personnel and 4 youths of Arunachal Pradesh, carried out over 250 kilometers of winter trekking in the Alps mountain range, paragliding, 975 kilometers of cycling, and 12 deep scuba dives in the Mediterranean Sea. Now France was also in news because of its vaccine pass, due to which over 1 lakh protesters rallied in the country to oppose the government plans to restrict the rights of unvaccinated. So France recorded nearly 3 lakh COVID-19 infections in a single day, and the country's lower house approved a government bill that will require the individuals to prove they are fully vaccinated against COVID before they can move in the public places. So there were similar protests in Germany and Italy as well. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Nuzhat Sana signing off.